Student consultants in the EKU IO Psychology Master's Program, Sharon Caudell, Ashton Engel, Carrie Irvin, and Ashley Rhodes conducted an employee satisfaction survey for the Richmond Fire Department for their Capstone course.
To develop our survey, we conducted a careful literature review of existing survey data from other public safety agencies. We used this literature review to identify 4 survey topic areas, and we submitted those for approval along with a rationale behind choosing those survey topics to our client. And once approved, we identified survey questions and the format of those questions that would be used for our final survey. Part of finding the survey format was also identifying the quantitative and qualitative questions that would be used in the survey, as well as evaluation tools that would be used in our analysis of the survey results. We also identified SMEs from across the fire department to provide well-rounded feedback to our survey draft. We submitted a copy of the survey draft to all of our SMEs for review through a Google form, and they rated it for clarity and accuracy, and also had the option to provide narrative feedback to us on anything that they felt we needed to change to be more appropriate for the fire department. Once we had their feedback, we revised and finalized the survey according to it, and we designed our final survey in Qualtrics.
During the survey method process, the student consultants created a survey with 23 quantitative questions and 2 qualitative questions that covered the topics of general job satisfaction, work content and demands, growth and development, and department dynamics and leadership. All Richmond Fire Department staff was invited to participate. 56 of 67 employees participated, yielding an 84% response rate.
The first survey question asked participants to rate their overall level of satisfaction with their current job at the Richmond Fire Department on a 5-point scale, where 1 was very dissatisfied and 5 was very satisfied. The average response for this question is 4.3, which falls between satisfied and very satisfied. 93% of respondents reported overall satisfaction with their current job. 54% reported satisfied, while 39% reported very satisfied.
The first topic section of survey questions was designed to gauge general job satisfaction using the 5-point Likert scale, where the participants were asked to rate their level of satisfaction on 7 job-related questions, where 5 was very satisfied and 1 was very dissatisfied. The responses to these questions were averaged, and then each question was ranked from high to low based on that average, which you can see in the bar graph on this slide. The top 2 with the highest levels of satisfaction on average were your position's contribution to the overall purpose with an average of 4.18, and the work environment, including tools and resources, with 4.14. This suggests that employees are satisfied or very satisfied with these 2 aspects of their job. The remaining general satisfaction questions average below satisfied, but a couple of them are very close. Start with teamwork with 3.88, the work environment including tasks and conditions with 3.84, the work culture 3.7, then opportunities for rank advancement at the Richmond Fire Department 3.52, and the day-to-day management, including policies and procedures, at 3.5. These questions were, mostly rated between satisfied and either satisfied nor dissatisfied, with some responses going above and below. But overall, these averages broadly suggest that the employees at the Richmond Fire Department are mostly satisfied with these various components of their general work climate. This information provides insight into their overall levels of satisfaction with their job, which will be explored further throughout this presentation.
The rest of the survey assessed satisfaction over 3 topic areas: work content and demands, growth and development, and department dynamics and leadership. In work content and demands, respondents were asked to rate their level of agreement with 5 statements related to this topic area: on average, the statement, "I feel that my daily workload is reasonable," was rated between agree and strongly agree. 3 other statements were also very close to an average rating of agree, which were the statements, "I feel that my job responsibilities are clearly defined," "I feel that my work environment helps me establish work-life balance," and "I feel that my direct supervisor includes me in decision-making that affects my work." However, the last statement in this topic area, which was, "I feel that work tasks are distributed evenly across my division," fell below agree, indicating that there is room for improvement in this area.
For growth and development, the survey results show that Richmond Fire Department employees, on average, agreed with the statements, "Job-related education opportunities are readily available to me," "I am given sufficient training opportunities to perform my current job well," and "I have plans and aspirations to advance in the Richmond Fire Department." However, the results show that the staff was fairly neutral, yet leaning close to agree on the statement, "There are clear paths for advancement within the Richmond Fire Department." This goes to suggest that there are available education opportunities and training, as well as a desire from staff to advance at the fire department. However, a defined path may need to be implemented to better assist staff members with these aspects of development.
The Department Dynamics and Leadership section included 6 quantitative questions, which asked participants to rate their level of agreement with each of the statements associated with this topic. The highest rated question in this section was, "My direct supervisor treats me with respect," which had an average response rate of 4.43. The second highest question in this category is, "I feel connected to my coworkers," which had an average response of 4.07. "My direct supervisor routinely offers me valuable feedback," was rated 3.91, which is close to agree. The rest of the questions, "So I feel appreciated for my contributions," "Leadership treats everyone equally," and "I feel that all divisions work together as one organization," were all rated under agree and not really very close to agree, which indicates that there's room for improvement of the Richmond Fire Department in these areas. This section also included 2 qualitative questions, which covered what areas the leadership team should focus on for long-term planning and how collaboration between fire department divisions could be enhanced. We received a lot of really good, detailed, qualitative feedback that we used to heavily drive our recommendations, which will be presented later in this presentation.
In our analysis of the quantitative and qualitative survey response data, we were able to identify several key findings. These key findings include areas of improvement and strengths that can be leveraged in our recommendations for these areas of improvements. Starting with the areas of improvements, we identified the need for a long-term strategic plan and short-term objectives, the need to enhance communication and involvement, and the need for standardized training processes and procedures. A few of the strengths that we identified through the quantitative data were that the employees are satisfied with their contribution, their positions to the overall purpose of the Richmond Fire Department. They feel that they are treated with respect, and they also feel that their workload is reasonable.
One main recommendation theme that emerged from the qualitative feedback that we received from employees was to develop long-term strategy and short-term objectives. Specific actionable recommendations that we provided to the Richmond Fire Department under this theme include developing and communicating a plan to staff to update outdated facilities, trucks, and equipment, and also to develop and communicate a clear and cohesive mission, vision, and strategy that clarifies how each division contributes to the overall goals and objectives of the fire department.
One recommendation based on the feedback from employees is to work towards enhancing communication and involvement. This can be addressed through increasing frequency of communication from leadership, increasing collaborative communication, and by increasing involvement and follow-through from leadership. Something as simple as a management style adjustment could assist in improving the level of communication and involvement of staff members. One study found that by implementing the management styles participative or delegative, that employees have higher job satisfaction, are more informed and fair-minded, as well as show higher satisfaction with supervisors, work unit effectiveness, organizational clarity, work group harmony, and have more clear and long-term objectives.
Another main recommendation theme that emerged from analyzing the qualitative feedback that we received from employees is to standardize training processes and procedures. Specifically, the recommendations that we have for the Richmond Fire Department that fall under this theme are to establish or modify standard operating procedures, develop and communicate a transparent pay scale to clarify promotion opportunities and how to achieve top pay in the organization, conduct a needs assessment to identify further training needs, especially officer and EMT training, which were both mentioned specifically in the open-ended feedback. And finally, to implement a consistent training schedule and curriculum for all staff to build cohesiveness and accountability across the fire department.
In our analysis of the survey response data, we also found some potential issues with teamwork and perceptions of unfairness. And we believe that our recommendations that we've made to the fire department have the capacity to actually increase the employee perceptions of fairness and organizational justice as it relates to the areas in need of improvement. Perceptions of fairness can be fostered through organizational policies, initiatives, and decision making, through transparent communication of the company processes and procedures. Perceptions of fairness can also be fostered through equal and fair distribution of resources and processes used to make decisions, provide consistency as a result of the structure. Fairness can also be perceived by involving employees in the decisions and communications, because this increases fairness as well as trust, which is leading to feelings of fair treatment and transparency.
Our team walked away from this project with several learning points, including how to use Qualtrics, the online survey tool that we used through EKU to design and administer the survey, the development and administration of surveys and how complex the process is and the attention to detail that it requires, how to actually conduct quantitative and qualitative analysis, which we had all done a little bit during our time in grad school, but to actually do it for a client project and be able to apply those skills for something that was going to be handed to an actual organization was definitely a big learning point for all of us. Aligning the survey items with the client's wants and needs was another learning point that we took away from this project. Also, to write for a non-technical client audience and to visualize data in an honest and compelling way for a client to communicate results.